Welcome to Let's Talk About Real Estate, the podcast for real estate agents everywhere. You are now part of a group of real estate agents and entrepreneurs who want to make a difference in their lives. People who are looking for ways to create hacks into the real estate profession in order to make more sales and at the same time have more time off. Agents are realizing that the old ways simply aren't working for them anymore. They are working far too many hours and most don't enjoy a work-life balance. Get ready to explore ways to hack your real estate life. I'm Lisa B. Today I wanted to talk about hacking your real estate reputation and your real estate career. Now the way to do that is by becoming famous in your area, and I'll explain why. One of the ways to do that is by creating your own podcast show. So why should you as a real estate agent host a podcast show? And what the heck would you even talk about? And why would anyone even want to listen to what you have to say? All of this will be answered. So we all know that to be successful in real estate, you have to list. To be a good agent, you have to list to last because you have to have stock to sell. If you can list, you will always have plenty to sell. Listing, amongst a few other things, is what really sets agents apart. We all know that an easy way to get listings is to be known as the best, the agent that knows what they are doing and they do it well, the agent that's known to make things happen, the hard worker, the one that has the credibility and the one that has the perceived authority, the professional, the agent that gets results, the one who gets sellers and buyers calling them, the one that gets loads of referrals. And we know that this can take time. It can take time to build a reputation. Now, how do you become that agent faster, even if you are new to real estate? What's a real estate reputation hack? There are two ways. You can either be one of them or end up being both. So there's two ways. You can become the authority in real estate by doing it, by getting the results, or you can be the reporter, or you can be both. So you report to the marketplace what's happening in real estate and what's happening where they live. And here's the thing, you can be the reporter even if you are new to the industry. All you need to do is give people the information they need to know. You can interview people who know the area, interview people who can give your potential clients valuable information. And at the same time, you are also learning from them. Collect information and become the one who knows everything about your area. Again, this is a way that you can get known and at the same time build credibility even when you are new to the industry. Because if your marketplace doesn't know you, you are just a number. You are just an office, and that office and you are effectively part of a lucky dip. When an owner rings for a market appraisal, you are just a lucky dip because they don't know you, they don't know who you are and who they're going to get. Make it your outcome to be the agent the owners ask for. So we want you to become the most well-known real estate agent in your area. In order to have top-of-mind awareness with your potential customers, you have to have a brand that is welcoming and marketing that is engaging and enticing. And it's not as hard as you think. One way you can start is by having your own real estate podcast show. So what are the benefits of having podcasts in your real estate business? It can be very cost effective. You will have a clear point of difference to your competitors. Podcasts give you instant authority. You will be recognized as the expert with your own real estate show on stations like iTunes, Overcast, and Stitcher. You can call your show XYZ Real Estate Show or by your own name, example John Smith Real Estate Show. You have instant credibility. iTunes alone has access to over 800 million users, and that was statistics from back in 2013. You are showing you are current with up-to-date marketing techniques. You are actively promoting yourself and your company. You are building on your brand. You are working on your business, not only in your business. You are using keywords and helping your company be found on search engines. You will attract markets that you will not have attracted in any other way. It's easy. Some agents would love to produce video, but they are just too scared to get in front of the camera. Podcasts are much less threatening as you are not in front of a camera. You can be less formal. You will be having a conversation with your listeners in a way that is more authentic to who you are. Podcasts are audio only, so you don't have to wear makeup, get your hair done, or wear business clothes. You can use your podcast as a listing tool. If you're trying to secure a listing with a potential vendor, you can offer that if they list with you, you can do a half-hour podcast specifically about their property to be syndicated to 3 podcast stations, giving them huge exposure on your website, social media channels, and podcast channels. You can target your content to your market. One of the best things about podcasts is that it's a fantastic way to repurpose your material. You have your transcript of the podcast, you can have the podcast on a number of channels, and you can have a video. Your material is blasted everywhere on the internet. If you want to be found on page 1 of Google, Google loves fresh content. A podcast can help you have a big point of difference to your competition. To sellers, all real estate agents look the same. They all do pretty much the same things. What do you do different? Where can you attract potential clients that other agents can't? What should you talk about in your podcast? What are some topics that you can talk about? Well, you can choose a theme. The top 10 tips on how to sell your home, how to choose the method of sale that's right for you. The top 10 tips on how to present your home. Top 10 tips on how to choose a real estate agent. Top 10 things to do when you're buying a home. Top 10 tips on how much you should pay a real estate agent. You can interview industry experts under the same theme. Top 10 tips from an architect. Top 10 tips from a property valuer. Top 10 tips from a mortgage broker. Top 10 tips from a property photographer. Top 10 tips from a buyer's agent. Top 10 tips from a property manager. Top 10 tips from a pest and building inspector. It's getting a bit tongue-tied. Top 10 tips from an interior decorator. Top 10 tips from a property developer. Top 10 tips from a property investor. Top 10 tips from a landscape gardener. Top 10 tips on buying and selling from a real estate. You are promoting local property businesses and tapping into their networks at the same time. You can interview local celebrities, people who are well known and interesting. You can interview older people to get their thoughts on how the area has changed. You can feature a local business at the end of every podcast. You could have a paid sponsor as your podcast introduction. Feature properties, say feature properties of the week. Either have a show exclusively for your property of the week, or you could have every podcast end with a property of the week. If there's something that's happening in your area that residents need to know about, talk about it on your show. Example, they are proposing to close off your main street and make it a mall. Weekly updates, market updates. What's happening in the market where you are right now? Find some listings. Are you looking for a certain property for a particular buyer? Let your listeners know what your buyers want. They might be able to help you find your buyers their ideal home. Interview some of your buyers that are desperately looking for their ideal home. Ask them what's happened so far. Why haven't they found the home they love? What's been their experiences and what are they looking to buy? Record a podcast telling everyone what it's really like to live in your area. Do suburb profiles. Highlight each suburb with what it has to offer. Tell me what it's like to live in your area. Always test your results. If you are putting out podcasts regularly and you are not getting a lot of followers, think about the following. Are your topics interesting enough? How do you sound? How is your delivery? Ask for honest opinions. Have you got your podcast on a prominent location on your website? Are you sending a link to your podcast out on your newsletter and property alert? Are you using social media to drive traffic to your podcast? Are you using hashtags, keywords, etc.? Are you running Facebook ads? If you are satisfied that your content and your delivery is good, but you aren't getting people to your site, then you need to assess your marketing. Why wouldn't you want your own podcast show? Get someone to arrange all of this for you, or we can help you with everything. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast as well. If you want anything, please message us today at admin@dominateTheInternet.com.au. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our ideas on how to hack your real estate career. You can find more information about us at dominateTheInternet.com.au, and please join us at our Facebook page at Social Media Real Estate with Lisa B. And thanks very much for listening. We'll see you next week.